Yo, what up, Wumbo? It's time for more Ace Attorney and stuff. I'm exhausted. I had to go shopping today. It was a whole bunch of shit today, and now I'm here. But you know, also the microphone was misbehaving earlier, but now it seems to be working. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's come through. Alright. Where were we? Oh yeah, we just started the trial section, right? Or we were like going to the trial section. We finished the investigation section. February 20th, 9:23 a.m. The Old Bailey, Defendants Antechamber. I finished reading before it finished, because I knew it was gonna say. Also, my throat's still being a little tickly today, so I'm sorry if my voices are shit. I'm trying my best for you people. Kidding. I mean, I'm not kidding, I'm kidding about the tone. Well, I never expected this. Who'd have thought we'd be back here again so soon? We are on a study tour of Great Britain, with the intention of learning the country's legal practices. You have water. It's true. I have a nice big jug of water. This bottle I got from the dollar store the other day. So, really killing it. In order to research the latest court procedures here, we need as much court experience as possible. Well, yes, I suppose that's true, but for the person in the dock, it may well be his or her one and only time in court, and it could be life-changing. In which case, treating it as research may seem a little crass. Oh, when you put it like that, you're quite right. Good morning! Is this the defendant? Yeah. Ah, Mr. Natsume, good morning. Oh dear, are you alright? Your eyes are terribly bloodshot. Also, I figured out I saw something on Reddit that revealed to me the pun of this man's name. So the pun of Soseki Natsume is, there isn't one, he's a real guy. He's a real dude that actually existed. Obviously, the surrounding events were not quite the same. There was no Herlock Sholmes, I assume, but it's a real fucking guy who actually went to London, actually had a really terrible time, and actually that's really funny to me. He's just a dude. They just put a guy in this. It's just a dude. The early bird catches the worm, as they say here in Britain. Yes, I've heard that expression. But I really don't want to catch a worm. So I tried desperately not to wake up early, but I was so worried I couldn't catch a wink. And now I'm absolutely exhausted as a result. Do all literary people take things so literally? Thank you for putting your faith in us today, Mr. Natsume. I wish I had 9 lives. My whole future hangs in the balance. I'm too terrified to tremble. Well, clearly not. Really? Because I can feel tremors in the floor. I can do this. I can't do this. I can't take it. Although, locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Yes? I caught a glimpse of the public gallery as I walked by the courtroom. It looked as though it looked like the opening night of the opera. There were so many people. I had no idea my case was such a notorious affair here in London. Oh, neither did I. Do you know why that might be, Miss Susato? I'm sorry, Mr. Naruhodo, but I have no idea. So that all-knowing look on your face is just coincidence then, huh? Is it? Don't hide the truth from me! It's because of the Reaper, isn't it? Lord Van Zeeks? Well, yeah, it's like his second trial after coming out of... I can't remember if it was like full-on retirement or if he was just taking a break. But he came back, his first trial, the guy died, even though he was found not guilty. So yeah, I imagine there'd be quite a crowd. Is that right, Miss Susato? I purchased as many different newspapers as I could find this morning, and yes, Lord Van Zeeks is on the front page of every one. I knew it. Sometime after the prosecutor was dubbed the Reaper of the Bailey, he stopped appearing in court, it seems. It's been several years now, in fact, until the day before yesterday. Yes, Inspector Gregson told us something similar, didn't he? The trial 2 days ago marked Lord Van Zeek's return to the courtroom after a very long hiatus. The trial of Magnus McGilded. Ugh, what a harrowing experience that was. I believe that appearance made even greater waves here in the capital than today's. But we wouldn't have realized, of course, having only just arrived in the country. Why is the Reaper back in the Bailey so soon, for what appears to be a mundane murder? A mundane murder? That's a little disrespectful. That's the question the papers are asking. Also, it wasn't a murder. It was an attempted murder, which may become murder depending on if the victim pulls through, right? The victim's still alive. They're all speculating various answers. Mundane! Mundane! It's the most significant saga of the century to some of us. Oh dear, I meant no offense, Mr. Natsume, but that is how the papers are describing it. I mean, fucking tabloid trash. Like, what else is new? Sensationalism in my news? Couldn't be me. Couldn't be... Well, lest we forget the fact that it could spark an international incident. Obviously, the Reaper of this infamous prosecutor... The reappearance of this infamous prosecutor has caught the people's attention. But there's another blatant similarity with the trial of 2 days ago. Yes, I agree. Locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire, it's you! Me? Well, I suppose that's true. Yeah. Both times, it was you who stands against this legendary prosecutor. Well, because no one else will. It can only mean that you're friends with the Reaper! I don't... What kind of logic is that? Please, I don't rub shoulders with Deathbringers. I'm afraid that there's really only one other explanation. It can only be another example, Mr. Naruhodo, of your uncommon bad luck. Bad luck that definitely made its way down the family tree. Thanks for that. No, this is just my luck. Why must I be represented by a man with such frail fortune? I'm sorry, I could leave if you want. By the least lucky lawyer alive! Well, let's not forget that it was you, Mr. Natsume, who asked me to represent you. Yeah. Yes, it's true that I'm just a student, new to London, with little in the way of experience or skills, or luck. But I promise you this. I will fight for your corner. I will fight your corner until the bitter end, and I will believe in you, Mr. Natsume. Oh, benevolent locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Oh my god, the twitch on his face is so, like... it's so... I don't know, funny, realistic. You're not alone here with us, Mr. Natsume. No, realistic isn't the word I was looking for. I guess, like, expressive. That's probably the word I was looking for. It's really funny. Whatever happens, we will always be on your side. Oh, benevolent, non-locum assistant, Miss Mikotoba Esquiress. Okay. Those are probably words. I am in your debt forever. I shall never forget this great kindness. Mr. Natsume, counsel for the defense. I almost forgot to do the British accent. The court session is about to begin. Kindly make your way into the courtroom at once. Hello, hello. These fucking accents. Alright then, Mr. Natsume, it's time. Let's go. Yes! This man is exhausting. This is it. My second appearance in a British courtroom. My second trial against the Reaper. I hope you're watching over me, Kazuma. Because this time, I won't let my faith waver. I'll believe in my client to the last. Just like you believed in me. I believe I can do this now. I'm ready for this fight. Hell yeah. Oh, Kazuma, I'm still so mad that he died. It sucks. He was so cool with his ever-flowing headband. 10 a.m. at the Old Bailey courtroom. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. The prosecution is fully prepared, my lord. The defense is ready, my lord. The Nipponese are truly fascinating breed. Sorry, what? Lord Strongheart has told me all about you. That you are a student who arrived in London but 2 days ago, a mere amateur. Do you have a point? Being a compatriot, you'll feel compelled to try and help the accused, I suppose. Typical Nipponese arrogance. Wow, what the Jesus Christ, dude. Forgive me, but I do not believe arrogance is an appropriate description. Susato-san. After all, at our previous encounter, the defendant was found to be innocent. Buddy, can you not drink on the job? Like, we're doing a thing here. Very true, and a most fascinating, if dark, trial it was, too. The tragic conclusion came later, of course. Here's to the acquitted and his unfortunate violent end. What? Man. I can't tell if he's being, like... It's genuinely hard for me to tell if he's being, like, antagonistic or if that was, like, a genuine, like, my bad. Or, like, you know, like, he clearly, like, thought he was guilty, but it's hard for me to get a read on this guy. Thank you, counsels. I see both sides are in fine fettle. I looked up that word. I know what that means now. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, are you ready to carry out your duties here in court as impartial members of the public? Yo, this fucking guy again? You never know when you might be down on your luck, but I believe in fair play for everyone. Well, I must warn you, I'm rather more ruthless than I appear. You literally look like a character from Pokemon. Oh, well, not me. What you see is what you get. I'm a peace-loving fellow. I'm afraid to say, I think it's quite possible that mustached foreigner did the deed. Come on, what are we waiting for? No doubt he did it anyway. Sorry, didn't quite catch that. That's so many voices, I'm gonna forget them. I'm so sorry in advance. Very well, let us proceed. Your opening statement, if you please, Lord Van Zieks. Very recently, Great Britain signed an alliance with a rising power in the Far East. The accused in the dock today is a student from that same land, a certain Mr. Soseki Natsume. And while our country has extended this foreign student the warmest of welcomes, regrettably, the kindness has not been returned. In fact, this student is accused of a most sinister act. Dude! of plunging a knife in the back of an innocent woman who was doing nothing but walking down the street. A knife crime? I tell you from bitter experience, those are the worst. Bloody oath they are! Just look at that sallow complexion and short stature. He's one of those dreadful Japanese. Ah, racism. Just straight racism this time. Cool. Come on, let's get this over with. With me now, everyone. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, didn't quite catch that. Why is he here? Is there not like a determination to decide who's fit for jury duty? Like, really? He can't hear shit. Pray forgive the discourtesy of smashing my hallowed chalice here in this great chamber. Allow me to call the first witness to the stand. Very well. Bailiff, lead the inspector in, please. Your name and occupation, please. Also, is there no rule against fucking food in the courtroom? Seems a little disrespectful. Oh, shit. Yes, sir. Tobias Gregson, Detective Inspector at Scotland Yard. Would you please summarize the events of the case for the court, Inspector? The victim is thought to be a young woman in her 20s by the name of Olive Green. I beg your pardon, Inspector. Thought to be? Yes, having been stabbed in the back by her attacker's knife, the victim fell unconscious. That was 3 days ago now, and she's been comatose ever since. What? So they don't even know who she is for sure? Comatose. I see. But her life is not in danger. Fortunately for the Eastern student, the charge will not be murder. Pray, elaborate on the details, Inspector. Sir, if I could ask everyone to look at this street map. As I mentioned, the incident took place 3 days ago, at around 5 in the afternoon. It happened on the pavement running alongside Briar Road, a wide thoroughfare for horse-drawn vehicles. It had not long since stopped snowing as the victim, Miss Green, was walking down the street. Out of the blue, she was approached from behind by the accused and stabbed in the back. Luckily, the young lady's life was spared, and she's currently being treated in one of the city's hospitals. But being unconscious as she is, we've been unable to take a statement from her, of course. This is the case file with everything we know about the victim so far. Thank you, Inspector. The court will accept the documents as evidence, if you please. I feel like I changed his voice. It's hard to go from that, like, super deep, raspy fucking thing back to the... I don't even remember what I was doing for the judge. File containing an overview of the case and details about the victim. She was found with a knife in her back and is currently in hospital, yet to regain consciousness. What of the weapon that was used? Sir, I have that here. It was removed from the victim's back. Ouch, that big thing is starting to make me scared to walk down the street now. With a heavy blade like that, almost anybody would have been able to stab the poor woman. Is that a pocket? It's like a switchblade. Even the scragged-looking Soseki-san, I suppose. Scragged? Common or garden jackknife, I would say. Rather nondescript. Thank you, Inspector. The court accepts the blade as evidence. Jackknife has been entered into the court record. Now then, what do we know of the motive? Money or valuables, I presume? From what we can tell by looking at the woman's possessions, it looks like she's a poor student herself. I had to imagine she would have had anything much worth pinching, my lord. I see. Well, in that case, are we looking at some deep-seated resentment toward the victim? I'm afraid I couldn't say. Apart from visiting second-hand bookshops, the defendant, Mr. Natsume, doesn't appear to get out much. And at this moment in time, we haven't been able to establish any sort of connection between him and the victim.
Yes!
If theft and grievance had been ruled out as the motive, what reason could Mr. Natsume possibly have had for stabbing the young woman? Yet you arrested the man in spite of that, in a totally unjustified and heavy-handed way.
Objection!
This man has... Oh my god, I can't... It's ridiculous. Pray forgive the discourtesy of flinging a freshly uncorked bottle into the public gallery. What? So he... Dude! This man has no shame. But your words have soured its hallowed bouquet. For it is you, my learned friend, who is being heavy-handed here. What? Scotland Yard does not arrest people without good cause. That should be beyond question. Inspector Gregson, the prosecution calls for your formal testimony. Explain to the court precisely why the constabulary came to arrest the Nipponese student. Yes, sir. Yo, testimony already. Let's go. Something sounded like it fell. Mr. Natsume's arrest. As I said, it was 5 o'clock in the afternoon when the incident occurred, and there was an unusually light fog. Visibility was reasonably good, and there was no one else about but the victim and the accused. Out of the blue, the victim was stabbed from behind and subsequently collapsed on the pavement. The accused ran off, scattering his belongings all over the floor. Those being a number of old books he just bought, he was on his way home from the bookshop, it seems. It was just a matter of working out... What the fuck? Working out? Wow. A matter of working out who the books belonged to, and we found the bloke to arrest him. Working. Old books, you say? Yes, my lord. I have a photograph here of the scene of crime taken immediately after the incident. Oh, Jesus. That's brutal. Surprised there's no blood. Why, yes, I can clearly see the books to which you are referring. I will take that photographic print as evidence, please, Inspector. Crime scene photo. Photograph scene taken by a policeman after the incident occurred. Large knife can be seen thrust into the victim's back. Jesus. You Nipponese are a spineless breed, too cowardly to admit defeat. It's Santa! My god. Denying everything despite overwhelming evidence to the contrary. Well, Forgive me, Lord Van Zeeks, but the defendant is not denying everything, as you put it. What are you doing, Miss Susato? Do go on. Mr. Natsume has admitted to playing some part in the incident. Isn't that right, Mr. Naruhodo? Well, now you mention it. When we visited him in prison yesterday, he did tell us what had all happened. As I was walking along that accursed pavement, I could make out the sole silhouette of another ahead of me. A woman wearing a green overcoat she was, and just as I went to overtake her. It was inaccurate because no way anyone from England during this time would care enough to call anyone from Japan Nippon. Well, that's what makes him, he's like superior, right? He's like super educated. I'm so smart. I feel like that's his way of like pulling an I'm so smart. Also, hi. Welcome to the trial. She suddenly let out a little scream and collapsed onto the cold, hard slabs of stone at my feet. Also, I feel like I missed something. To overtake her. Okay. I was terrified. I had to get away from there. So I ran, as fast as my legs would carry me to the back to my accursed lodgings. Good morrow, eaten any children recently? No, I have not, nor ever, I'm afraid. Also, I'm British now, deal with it. I'm certainly doing that. Like, I will say, I think my accent has got a little better, though out of sheer necessity and nothing else. A green overcoat. Well, that's exactly what the woman in the print is wearing. Oh my, a photographic print in full color. What will the world come up with next? Haha, back in time. Try to be Welsh. Never try to be Welsh. What? I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I've ever heard a Welsh accent, or I can't imagine it in my head. Hey, thanks, Wumbo. I think so too. The defendant has done nothing more than admit he fled the scene of a terrifying incident. That does not mean he's guilty of the heinous crime of stabbing the woman in the back. There was nobody else there at the scene. There was nobody else there at the time. Just the two of them, the victim and the accused. Yeah, maybe I'll encounter it someday. In other words, there is nobody else who could possibly have stabbed the woman. A fact that the accused concedes. It seems this cross-examination could prove to be pivotal, counsel. Proceed, please. Yes, my lord. Nothing for it. I have to use this cross-examination to turn the tables here. It's our only chance. Alright. Taught singing, so you understood stuff like accents and everything literally described Welsh people as people speaking mumbles. I have certainly heard people who are very, like, let's just say they don't enunciate well. I feel like I'm guilty of that sometimes too. So, you know, I can't even, god damn it. I can't even judge too hard. Mr. Natsumi's arrest. Alright. I said it was 5 o'clock in the afternoon when the incident occurred. There was an unusually light fog. Alright, tell me about the fog. This is the Ace Attorney time where I press everything, unless I see the literal, exact, obvious contradiction. His movies are good, no one else around but the victim and the accused. Out of the blue, victim was stabbed from behind, subsequently collapsed on the pavement. Scaring lying on the floor. Books he just bought. He's on his way home from the bookshop. Who the books belong to? You found the book to arrest him. Okay, let me take a look at what I have. What do I have? I have the map. Last year was my favorite artist. I was so shocked. I understand literally everybody around me so well. That's funny. Okay, I feel like this might end up being relevant. Early 20s, pavement of Briar Road, East Side, Rolly Beat. Oh my god. Rolly Beat. Funny. Victim remains unconscious. Her name was gleaned from her personal effects. Other details are unknown. Someone stabbed wound from a large knife. No other signs of injury were observed. The assailant was seen running away by the reporting officer and was successfully arrested the following day. Okay. Oh my god. I'll consider it. Okay, time to press everything. Hold it. A light fog, you say? Well, light for London. You could see the opposite side of the street for once. Not much farther, though. That's light, is it? Alright, we'll see. Around these parts, yes. Not something I expect a Japanese fellow like yourself to know, of course. Also, this accent is falling off the rails. I've read that London is famous for its fog. But in my country, people usually imagine that gives the city a rather beautiful appearance. How quaint. Yes, well, it's not something us Londoners tend to romanticize, as I expect you can appreciate. I see. chill. We'll get there. Cross that bridge when we come. At this time of year, the fog causes a large number of accidents, especially when it's heavy. Sometimes you can't even see your own hand at the end of your arm. Indeed. The other day, I was very nearly trampled by horses before I could see the carriage they were pulling. Susato-san and I should definitely remember to stop, look, and listen. However, on the day that concerns us, the fog was somewhat lighter than usual. A fact no doubt lamented by the accused. Okay. Nothing new there. It was reasonably good, and there was no one else about but the victim and the accused.
Hold it!
2 minutes long. Alright, I'll watch it. We'll watch it at the end. We'll save it for the end. How are you able to state that with any certainty? Quite simply, my learned friend. Because that is what the witnesses to this crime have told us. Yes, Inspector Gregson mentioned the witnesses yesterday, didn't he? That's right. One of them is a policeman, I believe, from Scotland Yard. God. That is correct, ma'am. And we must hear their testimony. The prosecution will, of course, call them to the stand, should it be necessary. But wait a minute. At 5 o'clock in the afternoon in the middle of winter, it would have been dark already. No matter how light the fog might have been, no one could have seen... Street lamps, bro. Street lamps. I'm unaware of the situation on your tiny island in the east. But here in the capital city of Great Britain, all main roads are illuminated in the night by gas streetlights. The prosecution believes there would have been ample light by which to witness the crime. Quite. Here in London, for the first time in history, mankind has completely conquered the darkness. Which means we really need to hear those witness statements. If I could just get through the fog of this cross-examination, maybe we'll be able to. But it seems the counsel for the defense is taking stock. Continue with your testimony, Inspector.